everyone, and welcome to Real Women, Real Wisdom, sage advice from brilliant women just like you, redefining the meaning of midlife. And today I have the pleasure and honor of talking to my good friend Tiffanie Williams, who, among other things, and we'll get into the other things in just a minute, but Tiffanie is the founder and owner of My Untapped Potential, where she teaches EFT, which may be unknown to some of you. This is fascinating. We're going to do some demonstration today. Emotional Freedom Technique, or Meridian Tapping. It's a simple, easy to learn self-help tool that combines the ancient science of acupuncture, acupressure, and modern day psychology. So welcome, Tiffanie. So happy you're here.
Hi, Sandy. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Happy you're here, girl. Let's.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Oh yeah. You look radiant with all that gorgeous light behind you, and so you have a very unusual approach to healing. And let's come around to that. But were you always in the healing mode? Were you always bent on being a healer?
No, absolutely not. I actually worked in corporate media and advertising for many years.
Yeah.
And I loved it and I was very good at it, but it didn't feed my soul. It was consumerism, it was persuasive, it was money making, and it's all good and well and has its place. And it paid the bills for sure, but it didn't feed me, my soul. So I've taken a different journey now.
And what's interesting to me, because I've known you a while, is that shift, while it was growing, didn't happen until right around midlife. I mean, it's just been in the last few years, because you've just passed into what I call midlife, after 40, after 45. You're just barely in there. So when did this shift, what would you say was one of the big moments of this shift taking place for you?
I would say it definitely started when I had my children in my 30s. But it started before that. A spiritual journey started for me in my 20s. I connected with my deceased mom through a medium, actually. And I had a lot of trauma growing up as a child and had lived a very fear-based, it felt very fearful, a lot of fear. And when I connected with her, it was kind of just a chance encounter. I didn't plan on it. I felt like that was love. I don't know what that was, but that was a very loving moment for me. And that was one of the biggest decisions I made, was to follow that. And it was very healing. And I followed that and started unraveling all my fear-based thinking. So just like you teach, your thoughts create your reality. Your thoughts, your feelings, and emotions create whatever you're experiencing. So I started unraveling that. And then when I had my children in my 30s, I realized how important it was, because I was literally programming and passing down my programming to my children. And I wanted to obviously give them the best that I could. And I was very conscious of how I was behaving, what I was thinking, what I was projecting to them. So that was the real catalyst for me in my 30s to start shifting, especially when I felt my parents, I felt their words coming out of my mouth. I thought, I hated that when I was a kid. Why am I saying that? That was the catalyst for me to really start shifting and unprogramming the knee-jerk reactions that I would have.
That all gives us the perfect background. Watching you go through this, to me, there seems like there was a real shift when you began to be interested in EFT. There was a definite explosion for you. How'd that happen?
I was so excited to learn that this was such a simple, elegant, and easy technique that I could do by myself, that I could dig deep into the roots of these feelings and thoughts and shift them and transform them. And I actually stumbled across it on the internet one day. I had done some counseling, I'd done some therapy to undo some of the basic things I had learned as a child. But it wasn't until I got into EFT and I learned how to specifically go into a feeling in my body, a thought in my mind, a traumatic experience or a fear about the future, sit with it completely, fully, and know it wasn't me, and shift out of it, and then find this power that I had been assigning to fear, find this power and give it to whatever it was I was interested in pursuing. I was so liberated. I felt like a kid in a candy store, and I literally over-tapped myself. That first year, I can tap on everything. So I've learned to pace myself, and I have ahas every day, every week. It's a journey. I'm not there. I'm still a student of it myself. But I started to teach anybody that would sit down and listen to me, that was interested, how to do this. And then I went and got certified. I met Dr. Carol Look in New York City, and I got a certification of EFT through her and learned her ways. She's amazing, one of the founders of this practice. And now I have my own thriving practice, and I almost get I just get this glow. I get this high almost of teaching people this. And when they finally get it and they break through and they start launching on their own new paths, I'm so in awe and I'm so humbled and appreciated that it's a thrill for me. So had no idea about it, kind of learned about it because of my children, and now that's all I do.
That's really good. So what you've just described makes me think of there's a point where as women we give birth to children, and then we get older and we no longer want to give birth to children, but we're continually birthing ideas. And
Yeah.
this whole thing of what you've done to go into creating yourself as this owner and founder of My Untapped Potential, which I love the name, by the way, you're continually giving birth. You're helping people give birth to their potential. And
That's exactly what it is.
yeah.
In all those places where there feels fear, worry, anxiety, stress, anger, guilt, grief, that's your power.
How is
And
that so? Say more about that.
if you can go into a feeling or a memory or a thought and it feels contracted, that's a power that you are storing, and it's being assigned to I say negative. I'll never say negative like it's right or wrong, but it's a contracted emotion. So
Yeah.
grief and fear and anger are very, very tight emotions. When we can unravel that and walk through it, find forgiveness and compassion and insight, it frees that power up to then put into whatever it is that you want to be up to. And that can be, it can be change, it can be whatever your heart is singing to do.
So it sounds like it's stuck energy. Is that accurate? That the contraction is like it's a stuck spot?
It is. And it was there for a reason. It was a lesson to learn, and it's there for you to move through it. And I've done this myself a million times, and I feel it's just thousands of these little stuck places that block us from feeling like we are born to feel. And so moving into my midlife, it's given me permission to truly be me, the way I was created, what I was born, my gifts and talents and abilities, and find those and explore them and love them. And it's not perfect. There's not a day that's perfect, and that's okay. But it's given me permission in my midlife to truly be me. And that's one of the best decisions I've ever made, is to truly follow that path inside to be me.
I get it. And that's a huge statement. I mean, it sounds so trite. Just I've learned it's like I'm looking for myself. I need to find myself, but it's really not. It's at the root of everything. When you know who you are, you know how to be in the world. And
Yeah, and you're comfortable in your own skin,
yes.
and being calm in the center of the storm that life can be, being calm and being centered. So for me, it's getting out of the head, who's trying to run the show, and getting into the heart space, and living from this space. And for me, tapping does that. So if in my head and I'm feeling stress or anxiety or anger, that's time for me to go shift it and move down here. And it's an experience. It's so hard to describe to somebody who hasn't had the experience of it. We've all had aha moments, but this takes you down and it starts to show you where you're holding it in your body, how your knee-jerk reactions are, and that you can shift out of them. Sometimes immediately, sometimes you've had a lifetime of practicing that, and it takes a little while. And I was self-taught over the internet in the beginning, but I think going to a practitioner to really give you the tool so that you understand it in your language and putting it into practice immediately with your issues is amazing. I think everybody should at least gift themselves with that, whether it's me or somebody else in their area. I highly recommend it.
Do you mind giving us a little, I mean, can you teach us a little bit right now online?
I can. It's so simple.
Okay.
It is simple. Now, I can talk about it scientifically. I'm not a therapist or a counselor or doctor, but I can talk about it psychologically. I can talk about it spiritually. So I'm just going to be very general today.
Okay.
Usually when clients come and sit with me in my office, I sort of feel where did they hear it best? How does their body experience it best? So today I'll be very general. We won't go anything too deep. And yes, take a deep breath.
Yeah.
First thing is to just be fully present. Pull all your thoughts back from wherever you were yesterday or tomorrow or today. Just pull all your thoughts back and take some deep, low breaths. And let's be open to learn something new, something about ourselves. This technique does take courage. This is a journey of self-discovery. Takes a lot of honesty, takes a lot of courage to go to those dark places that we would much rather avoid with a distraction or a numbing it in some way. But taking responsibility, as in your ability to respond, is to me the biggest gift you can give yourself. So Take some deep breaths. And what we're working on, it's an intangible energy field. We know what love feels like. We know what anger feels like. We can't weigh it or measure it, but we know it exists, even though it's intangible. So we're working on this energy field of emotions. And Eastern medicine for centuries have mapped out that your body has a meridian system. Oh, there's a bug in front of me. Sorry. Just flew right in front of my eyes. Quit bugging me. There are chakras that are energy vortices in your body, and there are meridians that run this chi, this life force, this prana through your body. And I believe that whatever you have experienced in your life, you have not only witnessed it with your five senses, you've made a judgment or a perception of it. And it might be a big expanded perception, or it might be a tight little fearful perception. And we've kind of remembered that. We've stored that in this energy body. So the next time it comes around, we know what to do, because we like knowing what to do. We like being in control. The problem is 99% of the things that we have perceived and stored are not ours. It's not in truth. It's what somebody told you. It's what somebody gave you that they thought for your best interest would help you. And that cuts out a whole lot of joyful experience if we immediately adopt this. So what we're doing is working on this energy system. And what we do by accessing it is we tap certain specific points, and I'll take you through those in just a second.
Good.
And we're just using very gentle pressure on energy points where we can access this body. And I teach people how to feel it, where they're storing it, and if it feels hot or cold or heavy or sharp. The first thing we do is we pick a situation that's troubling you. So is there anything specific that you would like to, just very general, tap on something that we can?
Well, let's just tap on the general fear of change.
Fear of change is beautiful. We all, to some degree, have a fear of change. So when we tap into, and the more specific, the better with tapping. If we say it can be a change in your body, it can be change in your income.
Change in career.
Yeah, this change in career, I don't know. So what we do is we go into the specific and we think, how does my body feel when I think of this change? So I get people very understanding. It makes my stomach hurt, my chest gets real tight. Whatever it does for you, just tap into that. So this fear of change, pick something that you feel fearful of. I tend to close my eyes a lot with tapping, so I'm trying to keep them open because it helps me go in and center on it.
I'll keep mine open for you.
Keep mine open. If I close my eyes.
Okay.
I have a sheet that I hand out that spells it all out. So I can make this available if you would like to have it.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Supposed. But we pick a situation and we give it from 0, meaning it doesn't bother me at all, to 10, it's the worst agony I've ever felt. What is the emotional charge for you? And sort of identify the emotion. So usually it's fear of change, and depending on where you are. Close your eyes, and where do you feel that? How does your body experience it? Mm-hmm. And then what we do is we call a setup. Okay. Now I teach classic EFT. There are many versions. There's many faster versions of EFT, but I like the classic version. Okay. So what we do is we accept this fear that's in our body right now. So even though I feel scared to change, and then you repeat after me.
Okay, even though I feel scared to change,
I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway.
Even though it feels too scary to change.
Even though it feels too scary to change.
I'd rather stay right here.
I'd rather stay right here.
I love and accept myself anyway.
I love and accept myself anyway.
All these feelings it creates.
All these feelings it creates.
It's too overwhelming.
It's too overwhelming.
I love and accept myself completely anyway.
I love and accept myself completely anyway.
And that's a statement of acceptance. If we just want it to go away, we can't really do anything with it. So EFT includes everything. It embraces it so that we can actually look at it and say, yes, that's how I'm feeling right now. Okay? So then we have points. We have 9 points in the body. This is the first one. It's your eyebrow point, and you simply just gently tap. I'm so scared to change.
I'm so scared to change.
Side of your eye. I don't know what's going to happen.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Under your eyes. I don't feel like I'm in control.
I don't feel like I'm in control.
Who will I be if I change?
Who will I be if I change?
Yeah, so it's eyebrow, side of the eye, under the nose, under the chin. Other people might not like it.
Other people might not like it.
Go to your chest. I might upset too many people.
I might upset too many people.
And then you go, I don't know if you can see me, but I'm actually I'm under my arms. Yeah. And you can do monkey arms, side of the arms.
2 arms or 1.
One arm, it doesn't matter. You can't really get this wrong.
Do I get more power if I use two arms?
I like to use two arms depending on how I'm feeling. I have to be sure not to do it too so I'm too afraid to change.
I'm too afraid to change.
And then you go to the top of the head, just gently across top of the head. It just feels too overwhelming.
Just feels too overwhelming.
And take some deep breaths. Now that's called a round. You can take a deep breath and stop tapping. That's called a round. And what we usually do here is so we recheck, how does that scale from 0 to 10? How does it feel? And many times it's gone down a little bit. And we say, okay, what's the real story here? What am I afraid of? Where have I experienced this fear before? Where did a change go badly? And I'm so afraid that's going to happen again. Do you have something specific in mind and we can play with it?
I feel like my business is expanding and it's going into areas where I've never been before. And I think for me, it's fear of the unknown. If I don't know where it's going, how am I going to be okay?
Okay. And is there a movie playing in your brain about what that would look like?
Yeah, like if I don't know, oh, this is good, Tiff. If I don't know what it's going to look like, then I may not be successful.
Okay. All this fear of success.
All this fear of success.
I don't know what it looks like.
I don't know what it looks like.
I don't know what I'm stepping into.
I don't know what I'm stepping into.
I might not be successful.
I might not be successful.
I might actually fail.
I might actually fail.
What would that look like?
What would that look like?
Who would I be if I failed?
Who would I be if I failed?
Take some deep breaths. And is there a movie, is there a story playing in your mind about where this would take you if you failed? What would happen? What's the worst that would happen?
What's the worst that would happen?
And is there a thought or a feeling about what's the worst that would happen? Do you have a...
Yeah, then I would never get to where I want to go.
Okay, I won't get where I'm going.
Then I won't get where I'm going.
All this pressure I'm putting on myself.
All this pressure I'm putting on myself.
I'm not even there yet under the arms, even if you
I'm
can't
not
see.
even there yet.
And I'm already worried about what it's going to be like.
I'm already worried about what it's going to be like.
What if I could let that go?
What if I could let that go?
What if I could just be in the moment?
What if I could just be in the moment?
Trusting that it's unfolding as it should be.
Trusting that it's unfolding as it should be.
Go to your eyebrow. That all the people, places, and resources will come to me.
That all the people, places, and resources will come to me.
And that I can just enjoy the process.
And that I can just enjoy the process.
Even if it's not perfect.
Even if it's not perfect.
Even if I make a mistake.
Even if I make many mistakes.
I will learn from them.
I will learn from them.
Mm-hmm. So take some deep breaths and say, it's okay to change.
It's okay to change.
It's okay to move forward.
It's okay to move forward.
To take it a day at a time.
To take it a day at a time.
Take some deep breaths, and what we're doing is now do you feel a shift, or are you feeling resistance to change?
I felt it when you were here. I felt like a rush of energy when we were up here.
Okay. And how is your body feeling as you...
Well, now I'm feeling more excited than what's going to happen. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So change is part of life.
Change is part of life.
Success and failures, it's all part of life.
Success and failure, it's all part of life.
Success is showing up for it.
Success is showing up for it.
And that's what I'm doing every day.
And that's what I'm doing every day.
With an open heart.
With an open heart.
All is well.
All is well.
So take a deep breath. So it's very simple.
Yeah, it is.
This actually, so we know the stress response. We know the fight or flight or sometimes paralysis response that we can get into with fear-based thinking. Yeah. We've all experienced that. This, on one level, activates the relaxation response.
Yeah, because I do feel more relaxed.
Yeah, so like deep breathing and yoga, those are all different ways to activate your relaxation response that you have, which many people don't know they have or how to access. They kind of stumble into relaxation or don't usually find ways to calm themselves. But this is a very quick and easy way to get into a relaxation response for the very same thought that scared you before.
So if we have, we could go on and on and on, and I want to make sure we wrap this up powerfully. If someone didn't have time to do all the points and they just knew they were afraid of something, is there a real quick way they can get in there and make a little shift?
Yeah, you actually have points all over your body. You actually have points, if you can see this, you actually have points. You could even just do this under the table at a meeting. And you just sit with that feeling for a minute. I am so nervous to get up and speak.
I'm
I am
Yeah.
so nervous to get up and speak,
Or
even though I
whatever it
feel
is.
all these. Hmm?
Or whatever it is.
Yeah, or
Whatever.
whatever it is. Fear of public speaking is usually the number one above death for most of us. So we get into, so even if you're somewhere and you can't do all of this,
Yeah.
sit here and just close your eyes and just go within and sit with the feeling. I acknowledge that's what I'm feeling, and I choose to relax anyway.
And I
I
choose to
choose
relax.
to relax
So
anyway.
the words aren't as significant as you're making the intention that you're relaxing into the feeling and you're releasing it. Is that accurate?
You're giving yourself permission to have the feeling,
Yeah.
permission to feel it fully without calling it good or bad. Usually there's a story or a belief that's underneath it that you can say, is it even true?
That's good. Is it
Yeah.
even true? That's very good.
99.9% of the time, it's not true. It's not yours. It's not, or it's an old something that you learned a long time ago that we can let go now.
You just
Let go
inherited it.
of. Yeah, I choose to relax. I
Mm-hmm.
choose to relax and I let this feeling go. Just let it move through you. It will only stay active and alive if you're feeding the story about it. If we stop the story, look at it, see if it's true, and then choose to relax, your body will then respond to your thoughts. And then you'll show up in a completely different way.
So your body responds to your thoughts, and because you've shifted it, it does show up differently.
Yeah, your body thinks your imagination is real. So you can be watching a scary movie and feel all of that,
Yeah.
even though you logically know it's not happening.
Yeah.
You're having all the responses. Same with dreams, everything. Your body is responding to what it thinks is real.
This is good. I want to do more with you. We need to set up more of these. This is very good, Tiff. I appreciate it so
Thank you.
much.
Well, like I said, I'm so passionate about it. Everything is tappable. Pain in your body, trauma from the past, things you're worried about going on, or a current emotional upset are all tappable issues that you can make a shift.
Mm-hmm. Or even
And
future fear, like we were just talking about. Future fear.
oh, absolutely. It's not even happening, and we're assigning it all of this worry and stress, or yeah, and your power. You're siphoning off this present moment power all over the place, and living in this powerful present moment is by far the most beautiful, graceful place to be.
And I think that's very prevalent, especially as we enter into midlife and beyond, because we have a lot of societal things telling us, well, you're really kind of over the hill. We have to get past a lot of stuff as women in our wonderful culture that I love my country, and it tends to devalue us as we age. So we have to be our own cheerleaders, and this seems like a really powerful physical technique. This isn't just thinking about it. This is actually putting something in place that brings that on a deeper level.
And you can do it in the privacy of your own home. You don't need to go to somebody. And once you get the hang of this, it's very empowering.
Uh-huh.
It's my favorite.
I love it. Well, let's tell everyone how they can reach you if they are interested in knowing more about EFT. How would they get a hold of you?
My website is called myuntappedpotential.com. And that's got all the information about how to contact me. I do offer a free 30-minute Skype or in-person session to just let people get a feel for it, answer any questions about EFT, see if I'm a right practitioner for them. It's like having a personal trainer. You won't go to the gym and do the work unless you're paying somebody to sit there and do it with you. Mm-hmm. Some people are like that. Some people, as soon as they get the hang of it, I never see them again. They're off and doing their own amazing work. So whatever works for you, I'm happy to coach. I'm happy to teach.
Excellent. Well, I want to do it.
Yes, of course. Well, and I have to give kudos to you, Sandy, because you have been part of my amazing journey. We met in 1995 when we were both chosen as Breck girls.
That's right.
All those years ago for our hair. And there's been so much more. I mean, the Breck came and went, but the friendship that I've had with you, and you've been instrumental in just helping teach me what a beautiful, graceful woman is and can be. And I love walking this journey with you.
Oh, I love you right back. Thank you. I appreciate hearing that so much. That's very kind of you. And it's so fun to watch you, because when I met you, you weren't this woman you are now. I've watched you bloom.
Yes.
Wow, this is so much fun. And in many of the calls with these interviews, I'm starting to call them interviews, Interviews.
Yeah, interviews, of course.
Exactly. What I hear constantly is support is a major factor in heading into midlife and beyond because we lose touch. But you and I are decades apart in age, and my friends are all different ages. And what I love about that is we all have something to learn from our sisters. I'm
Yeah.
learning from you all the time. So
Yeah.
it's an ageless process.
I love it. Well, thank you for creating this community. I'm excited to be a part of it.
It's my joy, and thank you so much for being with us.
You're welcome.
You're, you're wonderful.
Namaste.
Namaste. And until next time, I'm Sandy Rose Miller, and this has been Real Women, Real Wisdom.